Hello, this is Real Religion. I'm Joseph Birch. So, I did a video a while back called Calvinism versus Arminianism Explained about Protestant Christian theology. And I deleted it because I wanted to go ahead and go back over the subject matter more coherently as a core belief video. I'm also thinking of doing another video series, other than core beliefs. It would be called, possibly, What Are They Fighting About?, which is where I would explain religious controversy, conflicts, and splits and divisions that maybe you've heard of, but you don't really know the full story behind. So let me know, anybody who's watching, if you'd be interested in that. Again, I am trying to get back to the interview, because what I really want to do is get religion from the perspective of people, individual people. I'm still working on setting up two of them. One of them is the linguistic one, and the other one, I will go ahead and tell you, hang on, let me get the light a little better here. I will go ahead and tell you, is with an exorcist. So, but these are both very busy people, and not in my area, and I am working on some scheduling details, so I don't know exactly when and if I'll have those for you. But that is what I'm working on. And in the meantime, I'm keeping the informative stuff rolling. So what I want to talk about this time is the 5 points of Calvinism. John Calvin, the French theologian of the Protestant Reformation. He was just a bit after Martin Luther. Calvinism is based on his beliefs and writings about salvation and predestination. So, Calvinism, or Reformed theology, is taken very seriously by most Presbyterians, Reformed churches, and a lot of Baptists, among others, various Protestant groups. And it's summarized by the 5 points of Calvinism. Now, not everybody who's a Calvinist would subscribe to all of these points or would describe them in the same way that maybe I will describe them, but this is the basic idea. And there's actually a mnemonic device, which is an acronym for this, and it's TULIP. So the first point, T, is total depravity, or total inability, meaning that humankind is bad inherently, is evil because of its sin, and has no desire and no ability to seek out God by itself. God has to do all the work, basically. Second point, U, stands for unconditional election. This is predestination, or double predestination. This means that God, at the beginning of time, basically, chose or elected certain persons to be saved and certain persons to be condemned. Now, the explanation goes, if he hadn't done this, then everyone just would have been condemned because of our choice to do wrong. But those who he chooses to save, he chooses unconditionally, that is, through no foreseen merits of their own, either moral or religious. It's not that he saw that they would respond to him in a certain way, he just chose them. So, all about his sovereignty there, not about our choice. And then there is L, the third point, limited atonement. That's how he saved people. So Christians believe that, according to the New Testament, Jesus is crucified, put to death, and that this, in some way, pays the penalty for the sins of humanity, or in some other, there are various ways of putting it, but that's how people are saved, is by his sacrifice and his death, his resurrection, his perfect life. But So Calvinists believe in a limited atonement. That is, the atonement of Jesus dying is only there for people who are already chosen from the beginning to be saved. Right. Predestined for heaven. So that's the third. The fourth point of Calvinism, okay, I stands for irresistible grace. So grace is that the way that what God uses to save and to change a person from bad to good. Irresistible grace just says that if you're chosen, you can't say no, you can't fight it. You can't reject God. We don't have that power. And then P, perseverance of saints, which just means that once you are saved, once you become Christian, like you were predestined to do, then you never lose that salvation or that grace. So that's the 5 points of Calvinism. Arminianism is named after Jacobus Arminius, who was a Dutch theologian. It's also called Wesleyan theology after John Wesley, who came much later, founded the Methodist Church, and he also was not a fan of Calvinism. So I'm going to explain probably next time what the conflict is, what the difference is. Basically, it's all about predestination versus free will. And again, this is pretty much just pertains to Protestant Christians. I've got more information video coming up, more core beliefs, maybe some of those, the new ones that I mentioned. And again, I've got one interview about linguistics and translation and literary elements as it applies to religious texts. And I've got another potential one in talk to do one with a Catholic exorcist. So stay tuned, please, and like, comment, share, subscribe. Come on. That would make me so happy. Alright. Thank you for watching.